Okay, I think we're live, Joan. Don't bail out on me already, Joan. Honestly, you're already making noise now. Let's to make sure this is on. I'm not hearing nothing. Okay, I think we're live, Joan. Okay, there we go. Hey, Ardent, how you doing? Ardent says awesome. If free, I will be in the chat. Okay, good. Someone's here. Someone's here. I think Ardent's from Canada, so I don't know how much interest Ardent has in the politics of the States. Joan, I know. You see Democrats and you want to bark, but try to control yourself. I hope C-SPAN isn't going to flag me for running this. I guess I got to keep talking. Is that the deal? I know. It's the live stream, Joan. I know. It's normally Sunday. Today's not Sunday. Don't get confused. Let's see. Who's out in the gallery? Bleach Demon is here. Hey, Bleach Demon. How you doing? They should have a thing where you can kind of like see people come into the chat, but they're not talking. Listen, we just got started. Literally just got started. Okay, here. I'm going to put you on my lap. Ugh. I'm going to be hot. I'm going to be hot the whole show. Thanks. I know. You're too cute. You're too cute. All right. As long as we're waiting. Who the hell votes this chat up? The State of the Union. Who votes that up? Oh, State of the Union. Hooray. All right, so some pregame warm-up. So I've been cooking a lot. I get into a bit of a cooking vibe, and I just start making stuff. So I made, and the challenge for me is I dig through what I have left in my cabinets and see what I can make. So I decided to make spaghetti assassin, or assassin spaghetti, I think they call it. And I saw it on the internet, and I had the stuff for it, so I made it. What you have to do is you have to fry up a lot of pepper flakes, and I had like a mix with pepper flakes in it. And then you have to put in olive oil, and then you have to put in the raw pasta. Then you have to ladle watery, not pizza sauce, spaghetti sauce on top of it. General Miley Cyrus, ew. Is that Bono? Did I just see Bono? Holy crap, Bono's in this.
The joint session will come to order.
Oh, Kevin McCarthy? Okay. Why is Kamala Harris here? This isn't the border. Oh, wait. I gotta get my Biden glasses. Where the hell are my Biden glasses? Here they are.
The gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. Hudson. The gentleman from Alabama, Mr. Palmer.
Okay.
The gentleman from Louisiana, Mr.
I can't wear these the whole time. I can't see shit. All right, I'll put these on for Biden when he comes in.
The gentleman from New York, Mr. Jeffries. The gentlewoman from Massachusetts.
What are you going to name everybody in Congress? We're going to be here all night. I wonder if this thing is an hour.
Mr. Aguilar. The gentleman from Mr. Lou.
Anyhow, so
From Washington.
assassin spaghetti.
The gentleman
You put the hot pepper flakes. You fry them up. And then you put the raw spaghetti in. You kind of spread it out. You need a big pan.
gentlewoman from California.
You cook it. And then you ladle the watery. It's got to be like a watery sauce. Put a lot of water in it, and it'll be fine. Mix it up. So, this woman. God, I can't stand her. So then you want to like boil up the sauce as you're cooking the pasta. So what it does, it gives it this weird consistency that you don't normally get with pasta. You get more with like, if you've ever had spicy noodles in a Chinese restaurant, that's what they're like. So like it's the sauce cooks on them and the hot pepper flakes. And it's called assassin spaghetti because the joke is when the chef made it, the customer said, "What are you trying to kill me?" So you kind of like char the pasta with the hot pepper flakes all over it. And then it takes about 20 minutes. About twice as long as it would in a regular sort of boiling situation. You keep ladling the sauce on, it keeps it boiling away, and then when you're done with it, you get a little bit of a char and it's all cooked. You sort of wound it up on like some tongs, pop it on the plate, and then pour some more of the sauce on it and give it a little sweetness of the sauce. And then I had meatballs, which didn't come out the way I normally do. I normally make these meatballs with breadcrumbs. This time I made them with Italian bread, which is the more traditional way to make them. But you have to soak, oh thank God they shut up. You have to soak the bread, and I didn't squeeze out enough water, I guess, so they crumbled. And I guess maybe I could have used another egg, that might have helped. So I was gonna make a bunch of meatballs and then freeze some, but then since the first batch fell apart, I decided, screw it. And I made a meatloaf the next day. And that was pretty good. I poured, what did I pour on it? Soy sauce. And that gave it a nice kind of salty crust to it after I cooked it. So that was pretty good. And then I made banana bread. But I like to put chocolate in it. And normally I put chocolate chips, but I ate them all. So I like running out of stuff in my house. So I searched around. I'm looking for something chocolate, and I found my ex had bought this ridiculously gigantic canister. My ex was notorious for just buying stuff we didn't need. It was this gigantic canister of Starbucks hot chocolate mix, which I never used because you need to boil it with real milk. Carter Jane is here. Have you prepared yourself for an hour and a half of Biden? Not really. Not really. I'm probably just going to talk through it. So I decided to make sort of a choco banana bread with this hot chocolate mix and bananas. And I followed the recipe relatively closely, but then I just threw in a bunch of extra chocolate. And it worked. It's pretty good. And I could taste the bananas in it. Normally the chocolate overwhelms it, but it's good. Carter, this is nothing. I had to watch an hour of Whitmer in person 2 weeks ago. Jesus. Were you in hell? Were you on the fourth layer of hell? You had to watch Gretchen Whitmer, the Wicked Witch of Michigan? Jesus. That's terrible. Is he coming out yet? Who are these people? That's not the president. He's an imposter. Get him. Who are these people? Some of these people I don't recognize. Is that Bono? Is it Bono? It looks like Bono. That can't be Bono, right? Bono's not in Congress. Grizzled Nuts? Hi, Grizzled Nuts. Biden is a cringe machine. I hope so. At least it'll be entertaining. I don't know. Normally when you want these guys to be entertaining, they're lame. He might just be boring. I'm going to say clever and witty things. Damn it. Definitely Bono. Bono. Carter. No, I was in the third story of the Michigan Capitol, so I guess you could call it hell. Grizzled Nuts seems to think it is Bono. Why is he there? Is Biden going to throw it to Bono? Are we going to get lectured by Bono tonight? That would be weird. Wouldn't be surprising. Him trying to leverage like yet another celebrity. All right. Now we got the Secret Service guys coming out. Who are these people?
Mr. Speaker.
Nope.
The Chief Justice and Associate Justices of the Supreme Court.
Okay. These guys think they're so high and mighty. It's like, did they really need to be announced? Did we really need the applause? There you go, lefties. They're applauding Kavanaugh. Have a fit. State of the Union. Some people were saying we should just dispense with this whole thing. I mean, Biden's is certainly pointless. Grizzle Nuts, he's apparently going to be Biden's guest. Weird. Weird. You're the real thing. Yeah. That'd be great. He started singing right in the middle of it. Like Biden just like, I got Bono here to sing. Sing us a song, Bono. He just starts singing. It'd be great. I mean, you know, for YouTube. The Edge would have to be here, though. He's not here. He's not here to play the music. And that other guy, the drummer with the weird hair. They're all a little odd, I guess. I don't know. You imagine being a rock star and you're invited by the President of the United States. Like, that's the exact opposite of a rock star, in my view. Rock stars in the day, they were anti-establishment. Invited to the White House, they wouldn't even be let anywhere near it. Grizzled Nuts, I mean, I guess it's better than Lizzo. Yeah. Ugh, Lizzo. Ugh. 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 Sorry. Ugh. Just, she makes me gag. She really does. She's just too heavy. Oh, here's Jill Biden. Dr. Jill Biden. Now look, everybody... Carter, I like the South Park version of Bono, a giant turd. Yeah. Not sure. Jill Biden just kissed that dude. Is that the dude that's really giving it to her? Now they're going to make fun of Jill Biden's clothes. She does dress a little too young for her age. She doesn't dress very elegant. I've noticed she tries to dress in kind of stuff that she thinks she's still kind of hot. And she's not, you know, she's not sloppy. I mean, she's kind of got a body. But, come on. For the First Lady, she shouldn't be dressed that way. At least Melania, she was a model.
The president's cabinet.
The president's cabinet? We're applauding these D-bags? Oh, these guys. Boo them. Boo. Boo. The cabinet sucks. Most of you should be fired. Blinken. What a loser. God, I hate Blinken. Janet Yellen's here. Ugh. What an absolute parade of losers this is. I mean, at least the justices are justices. I mean, I guess, unless you count the diversity hire is kind of annoying, but at least she's a lawyer, I guess. These losers. Blinken's an absolute disgrace. Yellen, I don't think she knows what she's doing. Carter, is there a drinking game tonight? Yeah, it's called Get Loaded. The country's going to hell. As Sticks and Hammer said, you don't want to drink every time Biden tells a lie. You'll be in a coma. Bleach Demon, bingo game. Let's see. What would be a good thing to drink on with Biden? Come on, man. He's definitely probably not going to do that, though. It had to be something he kind of does, but every time he says man, I would say. This cabinet. How many cabinet ministers are there now? Oh, there's Buttigieg. The most useless one of them all. Max Wilson is here. You have to drink every time Joe mentions January 6th, LOL. That would be a good one. Because he's probably not going to mention it that much, but he will mention it. He'll mention it at least once. Buttigieg. God, what a useless turd he is. What an absolute useless turd. Oh, and the, what is she? The health secretary. She's terrible, too. What a parade of losers. Bleach Demon. Every time Biden does the creepy, shouty old man voice. I don't know, man. If he does that, that could be very bad for him. You know, in terms of the optics on it. He's done that a bunch of times at regular speeches, but he's sort of gotten away from it. But this is bigger, you know? If he does that, it'll look bad. Max Wilson, or when he whispers in the mic, ah, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, that would be one. That would be one he'll definitely do. He could do that one and get away with it. Yelling at an old man thing, if he yells like an old man, you got to drink like the whole thing. You got to do like an entire shot. Because, man, they better have the giant hook if he starts doing that. I wonder if they have something to kill this thing if he goes crazy. Grizzled Nuts, drink every time Biden says something inane? Phew, you'd be dead. Carter Chain, hey, Pete might be my next governor or senator. Nope, he's going to run for president. It Sticks and Hammer was saying the other day, because he apparently is not going to run for Minnesota governor or whatever. Which state is he in? He's in Michigan. Yeah, he's not going to run for Michigan. He's not going to run for senator. Apparently, he already dismissed it. So the word is maybe he's going to run for president, and that's why he said no, because he would be a viable candidate. I'm still shocked the Dems didn't put him up the first time. He would have been a much better candidate than Biden. Now, he'd suck, but he'd suck in a way that's at least not embarrassing. He'd just be terrible. He'd be like Obama terrible. You know, he'd still be a president who could speak and talk and not embarrass us. And he'd be a total slimy wheezeball, like weaseling out of things, but he'd be not embarrassing. Grizzled Nuts. Odds of Democrats putting forth a candidate who could win in 24. I'm too biased to really answer that question right, but my hope is 0. But, you know, it's hard to say with the honking who would get close enough that they could honkin' them in there. So my money would be on what they should do is run Pete Buttigieg, simply because he probably wouldn't win, but he would lose in a way that wouldn't be embarrassing and set himself up to be viable in 2028. And then he'd have a shot against, say, DeSantis. Depending on how DeSantis rolled after that. Because a lot of things can happen between now and 2024 and 2028. So, you know, DeSantis could have a rough time. Florida could get hit with a hurricane, or a scandal could hit or something and hurt his chances or whatever. Yeah, I don't think the Democrats should even try for 2024. They should just lose with dignity and let Trump have it. But they won't. They're going to fight him tooth and nail, which will probably, if assuming Trump wins and there's not that much honking, and I think he can, then I think you're looking at a Trump and then a DeSantis doubleheader. Which good, I say. I think that would be great. Carter, now Whitmer is going to run for prez. He's filling her absence. Don't believe the thing they say. Maybe. I mean, Whitmer, God, now Whitmer would win. DeSantis is the only Republican beating her. She is beloved here in Michigan and across the country. What? Oh, wait. Here he comes, a sad old man. He should wear these coming in. And then we wouldn't see how old he is. Who's that came in front of him? She looks like she's with him. I don't even know. Is she a Secret Service agent? The guy on the left looks like he's a Secret Service agent, about a week away from retiring. This is, of course, the first time certain members of Congress are seeing him outside. It's 9:05, right? It's 9:05. He should be giving a damn speech, and here he is. Oh, hello. Max Wilson, there's a loophole in the system. If they get rid of Biden now, Kamala Harris can run for another 2 terms. That is true. Her first term wouldn't count because it's not long enough. That's what I hear. Yep, that is absolutely 100% true. That's what I said. They would force Biden into retirement in January. But they haven't. I don't think Biden wants to go. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe part of the problem is Kamala is so desperately incompetent at being vice president, that is an accomplishment. That is an accomplishment. Inanimate objects could be vice president. Dan Quayle was vice president. How do you get worse than Dan Quayle? How do you get worse than Spiro Agnew? I mean, that guy? She is incompetent. And my assessment as to why, and this is just my take on her, is she lived her life as a hot chick for a while. She was Montel Williams' arm candy for a while, and she lived kind of in that world. And because she was kind of good looking enough, she always sort of cackled her way through anything, and people were afraid to kind of call her out. Plus, she was politically connected, and she used her sexuality to get that through Willie Brown. And so the combination of those two things made her completely unstoppable to the California political machine. Like, no one would challenge her. And whenever she did get challenged, she would just laugh, and people would just let her get away with it because she was sort of this hot chick, and the guys are weird. They could just kind of shut down and go, you know what? I'm going to let her think she's right. Maybe she'll have sex with me. And in the end, she glided all the way to the top, essentially. And I think she will eventually be president. I mean, I think, how much longer can Biden last, man? I don't know. Oh, Harry's here. Hey, Harry. The better question is, how much sucking and clintoning do you need to do to fall upwards this much? Well, I mean, she did it. I mean, you got to give her that. She did it. You know, she's terrible at her job, but she's not terrible at other jobs. Ha! Am I right? Am I right? I'm trying to keep it clean for YouTube, but Harry, is it too late for me? Is it late for me? I will be blunt. Oh, it is late for me. I will be blunt. Oh, that's all right. I don't mind bluntness, Harry. You blunt away. What time is it over there? What's it about? 3 in the morning? Grizzled nuts. Something that bugs me is the comfortability with which the far lefties and progressives insert politics or political digs into casual conversation. That is true. That is true. You know why? Because it's an ideology that says everything is political. Everything. You must make everything political. The personal is political. Harry, Badoosh. Grizzle nuts. I was catching up with a friend who I hadn't spoken to in years, and she was slipping in anti-Trump digs as if I would just inherently agree with her political opinion. Yeah, I've been there, man. I totally know what you're saying. Harry, nice one, Tony. Oh, it's 2:09 out there. 2:09 in the UK. You trained seals. Look at Miley. I don't want to show any white rage. I don't want to show any white rage. Who is this guy next to Jill Biden? Is that her boyfriend? Because he looks like he's in the mix, in the Biden inner circle. He kissed her. Sit down, you clapping seals.
Mr. Speaker, Madam Vice President.
All right, maybe I turn this up a little.
Our First Lady and Second Gentleman, good to see you guys up there.
Let me know if it gets shut down for live streaming this. I don't know if C-SPAN will flag me, or YouTube will, because God forbid you make fun of a doddering old fart that's ruining the country. I know, I sound like an old man crying about politics, don't I?
Game tomorrow, next week. I have to stay home. Got to work something out here. Members of the cabinet, leaders of our military, Chief Justice, Associate Justice, and retired Justice of the Supreme Court, and to you, my fellow Americans. I start tonight by congratulating the 118th Congress, the new Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy.
Okay. God, they're clapping like crazy, aren't they? Bunch of seals. Bunch of friggin' seals. Come on. Let him get to the damn speech. We're 9 or 10 minutes into this thing. Let him get started. He's an old man.
Speaker, I don't want to ruin your reputation, but I look forward to working with you.
Whoa. How did that get cut off? Are they sweetening this?
The new leader of the House Democrats, the first African-American minority leader in history, Hakeem Jeffries.
Oh my God. He gets the most applause. So what? So what? Harry, Tony, if Francesca knew I was up, she'd kill me, but I need to clean some mess while home alone, so F it. She doesn't watch this show, I think. Doubtful. Doubtful anybody's watching it but me and a bunch of political junkies. Now who did he thank? Oh my God. He thanked Mitch McConnell? Why? Yeah, I guess he ought to thank him. He helped him from losing the Congress. Grizzled nuts, standing O for the B guy. I have to be careful, grizzled nuts, what I say. Harry, is this North Korea? Yeah, it sure looks that way, doesn't it?
Someone who I think is going to be considered the greatest speaker in the history of the House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi.
Oh my God. Oh, blah. Oh, I gotta throw up, Joan. Oh, blah. 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 God. Utter cringe. Carter, Biden already having trouble talking. Oh, that's par for the course these days. What, Joan? I know. I was just fake throwing up. Oh, poor thing. She thinks I was actually throwing up. Yeah, look at the camera.
We've ever entered stronger than we got into it.
What?
Look, folks. That's what we're doing.
Look, folks. There's a drinking moment. I'll drink every time he says, look, folks.
After we've created, with the help of many people in this room, 12 million new jobs. More jobs created in
You didn't create them.
Created in 4 years because of you all.
No. Wrong. Stupid. Sit down. Sit down. Oh, you're pathetic. Sit down, Kamala, you utter incompetent boob.
COVID had shut down, our businesses were closed, our schools were robbed of so much. And today, COVID no longer controls our lives. And 2 years ago, democracy faced its greatest threat to the Civil War. Today, bruised, our democracy remains unbowed and unbroken.
What? Did he say boozed or bruised? Did you see the way he did that fist thing? Man, he's frail, isn't he? Harry, did someone inject them with pre-workout or adrenaline? Oh, absolutely. He's doped to the gills, man. This is the most energy I've seen in him in months. Oh, here we go. Oh, he actually said it. Yeah, he's doped to the gills, man.
You know, we're often told that Democrats and Republicans can't work together. But over the past 2 years, we've proved the same is wrong. Yes, we disagreed plenty. And yes, there were times that Democrats went alone. But time and again, Democrats...
This is unity speech for him.
Came together to defend a stronger and safer Europe.
Huh?
Came together to pass one in a generation.
Came together to pass a stronger and better Europe?
We came together to pass the most significant law ever, helping victims exposed to toxic burn pits. And in fact...
Burn pits? Did he say bird pits? It's burn pits. You didn't give an F about the burn pits during the Obama administration when they were happening. Okay? Goes all the way back to the Bush administration. Oh, stop clapping. Look stupid in that outfit, doesn't she?
100 bipartisan pieces of legislation since becoming president. From reauthorizing the Violence Against Women Act.
Oh my God.
Reform Act,
He is
Respect for Marriage Act,
he is
the
mispronouncing a
Protect
lot
Women's
already.
Love. And to my Republican friends, if we could work together in the last Congress, there's no reason we can't work together and find consensus on important things in this Congress as well.
Oh, stand up, stand up, stand up, you. Stand up, or the great leader will be very upset. Biden said something inane, drink. That's the whole
But I
speech.
think the people sent us a clear message. Fighting for the sake of fighting.
Harry,
Power for the sake
I
of
want
power.
to see the
Conflict
moment
for the sake of
it wears
conflict
off.
takes us
It will be
nowhere.
like hitting off a switch.
That's always been my
Maybe.
vision of our country, and I know it's many of yours.
I
To restore
look,
the soul
and I
of
say
the
this
nation, build the
not
backbone
as
of
any kind of
America,
threat or anything,
America's middle
but I
class,
genuinely
and
think
unite the country.
there's a real danger
We've been
he could
saying
drop
we finished
dead
the job in my
because if they're jacking him up just so he's up for this thing,
in more than
I mean, that could kill him.
one
I mean, imagine the
administration
stress
for a
he's
long
under.
time. Too many good paying manufacturing jobs move overseas. Factories close
Move
down.
overseas. They just magically move overseas, everyone. I don't know how it happens.
Shadows of what they used to be. Along the way, something else we lost. Pride.
We lost.
Our sense of
It,
self-worth.
what happened? It just went away. No, it had nothing to do with policies.
Feel that pride.
It just happened.
To build an economy from the bottom up and the middle out.
What?
From the top down.
That doesn't make any sense. The bottom up and the middle out.
And the wealthy still do very well. We all do well.
Oh, God, Kamala. Well, I'll tell you, Kamala's on point to clap. Look at Bernie Sanders. What an absolute tool. He's wearing a mask. What a loser. He's the only one wearing a mask.
It's about a lot more than a paycheck.
Oh,
It's about your
God.
dignity. It's about respect. It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay.
Oh,
And mean it.
oh, big mistake. You looked your kid in the eye and called your kid honey?
By any stretch of the imagination.
What?
But unemployment rate is at 3.4%, a 50-year low.
50. Oh, I can't believe he is shameless taking credit for that kind of stuff. You are the absolute worst, Biden. You economic illiterate.
For black and Hispanic workers.
Ugh, what an absolute joke you are.
80,000 good-paying manufacturing jobs. The fastest growth in
I know
40
it's.
years.
I'm really in old man yells at cloud mode tonight.
Where is it written that America can't lead the world in manufacturing? I don't know where that's written. For too many decades,
Where it's written? How about on the back of the NAFTA thing Bill Clinton passed? I think it's written on that. Harry, it is like the N-words. The cops cap them so much they are already dead, but the stuff in them is keeping them going? That's how I see Biden.
Putin's unfair and brutal war in Ukraine
What?
disrupted
I don't know what you're saying.
supplies as well as food supplies.
Oh, sorry. That one was coming. I couldn't stop it. Whew. Oh, I feel so much better.
But here at home, inflation is coming down.
Janet.
Here at home, gas prices are down $1.50 from their peak. Food inflation is
Oh,
coming down. Not fast enough, but coming down. Inflation is
Please.
falling every month.
I can't afford eggs anymore, you moron.
Take-home pay has gone up. Additionally,
What a liar.
over the last 2 years,
You want to see something cool? Watch the body language channels
start new businesses.
where they analyze body language of like guys like Biden to show you how much he lies. It's great. I find it fascinating.
Starts in small business is an act of hope. And Madam
It's an act of desperation thanks to you and your
leading
policies.
that effort to ensure that small businesses have access to capital.
Bull.
And the historic
Yeah, yeah.
laws we
Keep
have
borrowing.
that are
Keep
gonna
borrowing.
come into being.
Yeah, we want access to capital.
Last year,
God forbid you get to
I
keep your own
shared
money.
the story
87,000
of
IRS agents.
possibilities. Semiconductors, small computer chips the size of a fingerprint.
Who's that guy?
Everything, from cell phones to
He
automobiles
he
to
looks like the
smartphones.
live action model for
These
the old
chips
G.I.
were
Joe
invented
dolls.
in America. Let's get that straight. They were invented in America. And we used to make
Harry, Biden is dead on his feet, but the stuff in him is the only stuff keeping him going. That makes more sense. Yes, I would say that, yeah.
what happened during the pandemic.
That's why he could go off in the la la land on this speech.
Today's automobiles
But he probably practiced, and he's got a teleprompter somewhere. But look at his squinting. Can he even see?
People got laid off. So did everything from refrigerators to cell phones. We can never let that happen.
We never. They're not made here. None of that's made here. What are you, crazy? Cell phones? What cell phone company makes anything here other than the phone cases? What an absolute joke. Who is that? God, I don't recognize him. Well, there's Schumer.
I know I've been criticized for saying this, but I'm not changing my view. We want to make sure the
So
supply
brave.
chain for America begins in America. The
Oh.
supply chain
Oh, yeah.
begins in America.
The supply chain begins in America. Grizzled nuts. He's reading off his eyelids. He must be. I don't see a teleprompter. They must have something hidden. Maybe way in the back in giant letters.
Before the law kicks in. With this new law, we're going to create hundreds of thousands of new jobs across the country. And I mean all across
What?
the country. Throughout not just the coast, but through the middle of the country as well. That's going to come from companies that have announced more than $300 billion in investment in American manufacturing.
What
over the
companies?
next few years.
The Chinese buying up farmland or the Chinese buying up the energy grid?
Semiconductor factories on 1,000 acres. Literally a field of dreams. It's going to create 10,000 jobs, that one investment.
Oh, well, that should cancel out the 10,000 jobs you killed when you killed the Keystone Pipeline.
In those factories, once they're finished, they call them factories. Jobs paying an average of $130,000 a year, and many do not require a college degree.
How much are these damn chips? How much are you going to charge for those chips? Are you subsidizing this? Are we subsidizing this? Oh, swallow. Oh, let me vomit again. Oh, blah. Harry, Tony, if you promise to stream tomorrow, I will get some cider for this. I finished Skype with my first best friend at midnight. This is cider worthy. Well, there's nothing going on tomorrow. No, I can't do it tomorrow because I'm doing a thing tomorrow. I'm going to be at the Deptford Public Library in Deptford, New Jersey, at 7 p.m. Grizzled nuts. Why does Kamala even sit down? I know. Oh, there's Pete. Oh, he's standing. Everybody stand. Everybody stand or you hate gay people. Is that Dr. Yen? Or Dr. What's her name? Dr. Wen? For the woman from CNN? I'm not even paying attention to half the speech. It's the same BS. Investment in infrastructure. We have infrastructure, you moron. It's all a bunch of rip-off union bull anyway. So what? Who could afford to fly? Who can afford to go on trips? Railroads. Oh yeah, let's get on the railroad. No one takes a train in this country. Harry says, have fun, man. Thanks for tuning in, Harry. Sorry to keep you up too late. Oh, had fun, man. Oh, you're talking about your thing. Sorry.
But I still get asked to fund the projects in those districts as well. But don't worry.
I still get asked. I still get asked.
We'll fund these projects.
Harry, you had infrastructure. No, we have it. We have it. The kind of stuff we need to fix is stuff that has been mismanaged in our major cities. And that is like, like bridges in New York that are they're like 24/7. Yeah, they need constant maintenance.
Built 60 years ago, badly needed repairs. One of the nation's most congested freight routes, carrying $2 billion worth of freight every single day across the Ohio River. And folks, we've been talking about fixing it for decades, but we're really finally going to get it done. I went there last month with Democrats and Republicans, and from both states, to deliver a commitment of $1.6 billion for this project.
Oh, you know where that money could have come from? The money is sent to Ukraine.
I met a young woman named
How many
Sarah,
bridges
who's here
could we
tonight.
have
I know who
fixed
Sarah is.
with the money is sent to Ukraine?
Sarah, how are you?
Who is this?
Sarah, for 30 years.
Oh, here we go. Special guest. Special guest. Trump did this.
I learned, she told me she'd been a
Trump actually knew how to do it, but now everybody's doing it. They all ape Trump now. Trump was such a genius at this. There he is, old man yelling.
The folks who built Cincinnati's skyline. Sarah said she can't wait to be 10 stories above the Ohio River building that new bridge. God bless her.
No, I'm not really Trump.
That's pride.
You're so worried. It's so cute. You're worried about me. It's okay. I'm just having fun, Joan.
Replacing poisonous lead pipes. According to 10
Harry, Tony, that
homes in America.
takes nationalism and thinking for your own people. Yeah.
School and child care centers.
Don't worry. I'm sure the Ohio Bridge was outsourced to a company in Europe or Pakistan or somewhere.
Look,
I'm sure half that money went to his politically connected friends, and the other half went to unions and mafia guys.
that every community in America has access to affordable high-speed internet. No parent should have to drive by McDonald's parking lot to help them do their homework online with their kids.
They're what?
Which many
Oh, the
thousands are
homework.
doing across the country.
Well, here's a thought. Maybe don't make the kids do homework online.
And again, I get criticized for this, but I make no excuses for it. We're going to buy American.
I make no excuses for it. We're going to buy American. We don't make anything anymore. Grizzle nuts. I can't imagine anyone being unironically pumped while watching this. Oh, well, pretty much not. Yeah. Even the people I know who voted for Biden, they're not watching this. They're not watching this.
Not anymore.
They voted for Biden because they saw him as the lesser of two evils. And they're all hyped up. You mentioned Trump, though. It's like you say. People will just go off. I cannot, to my older relatives, I cannot talk about Trump. I can't talk about politics. Forget about Trump. If anything even remotely political comes up in the conversation, I just stay quiet now, because otherwise they just go off. They'll tie it into Trump no matter what it is. No matter what's going wrong, it's Trump's fault, it's the corporation's fault, it's everybody's fault, except Joe Biden.
I know you feel it.
When you mention Joe Biden, they say, oh, well, he's old. Harry. And it will stay there and keep getting moved there, as doing otherwise means admitting they were wrong. Yep. Well, it's also true. This is where their money is. These guys have their money all over the world. That's why they're globalists. So they don't care. Now, if there's a company locally that makes one thing that's part of the bridge operation, let's say, oh yeah, that company will get the gig. If somebody's still hanging on, yeah, no problem. But it's about getting the money to the right people. It has nothing to do with fixing the bridge. They could be fixing the bridge for 10 years. It doesn't matter. They don't care. They don't care how long it takes the bridge. As long as the money goes to the right place, that's the important thing. That's the number one thing, the money. In this country, everything's about money. Money, money, money. Every word he's saying is about money. There's no ideology whatsoever. Grizzle nuts, exactly. If you don't hold a progressive or far left leaning ideology, your opinion becomes unacceptable. Your character now becomes suspect. Yeah, these are, it's like I always say, it's like these are cheap, these are weak-willed people. Back in the Bush era, they were the exact opposite, right? They were like, well, we have to fight them over there, so we don't fight them here. Well, you have to worry about the color coding of Homeland Security. It's a red day. You shouldn't go out. These people go where the wind blows. During the Obama era, it was kind of a transition time. It was okay to be anti-war during Bush, but then not so much during Obama. Well, Obama's trying to get us out. Obama's using drones. He's not using soldiers. oh, it's okay because there's drones. Yeah, well, what about the other people dying? What about people being drone bombed? We don't know who they are. They say they're soldiers, but they're not. It turns out a lot of them weren't. They stopped classifying people as combatants. They just anybody, any male over the age of 16. Oh, we just assume you're a combatant. We automatically classify you that way. Problem solved, right? As long as the words are right, as long as you can, as long as the optics are good, who cares? Who cares what the reality is? That's the way these guys operate. Because people are stupid and they don't check. They just don't check. And they'll go right back to waving the American flag and saying we should bomb people if another guy gets in there and say that's the good thing to do. Anything to feel good. Anything to feel good about themselves. Anything to avoid the fact that they're not in power, that they are helpless pawns in a world where the rich run wild. You know? But it's not really that way either. It is sort of bleak when you think too much about it, but there are ways to get at these guys. Grizzled nuts. Facts. Thank you. Oh, this is going to be a meme. Bernie's going to be memed all over the internet.
Let's cap the cost of this for everybody at $35.
Oh, you're such a wonderful man, Joe Biden, having price caps which don't work, which are completely pointless and stupid and insane. Even though Trump was well on his way to doing that, and you reversed the measure that would have made oh no, we can't give Trump, we have to be against it. It was Trump did it, therefore we hate it. Yeah, we hate it.
Drug costs for seniors on Medicare.
Here's the bribe, seniors.
$2,000 a year. You don't have to pay more than $2,000 no matter.
Yeah, well, they'll have no money. Their Social Security means nothing now because inflation's so damn high they can't buy eggs. Oh, but don't worry. They'll tell you not to eat eggs. That's the new rule. There was a study that came out said eating eggs helps fight against COVID. Like the proteins are good for you in that respect. It's just like, Jesus, could there be more horror show coming out about that? Where are you going, Joe? You hot? Here, we'll get you out of there. Get you out of the blanket. There you go. You're on top of the blanket now, so don't be hot, okay? Oh, old man whispering. Oh yeah, it really cuts it. When we're subsidizing, when we're taking taxpayer money to subsidize a business, oh, it cuts the deficit because magic. It's like the underwear gnomes.
$400 or $500 a month, you're paying $15. That's a lot of savings for the federal government. And by the way, why would we want that? Now, some members
because who's going to pay for it? Oh, not you. You'll be dead, but future generations. Don't worry. Joe Biden's rich, everyone. Not like he pays for anything. Guys like him, they don't pay for anything. Nothing. He hasn't paid for a thing his entire life. You laughed at that? You people laughed at that? Then he had to yell over your reaction? Oh, God. God, this is sad. Well, at least the Republicans aren't getting up. I mean, it's such a weird display, isn't it? It's like, well, we're the Democrats. You're not going to clap, but we're going to not only clap, but stand up. Where's AOC? I want to see AOC clapping like a seal. Is she there clapping like a seal? I bet she's not. I bet she's not. Because the squad are a bunch of morons. And they're angling for whatever that next move is for them, for the socialists in America. Probably to take over the Democratic Party after it collapses. Is that Cinema on her phone? Well, at least Romney's not clapping. At least Romney's not clapping. Now they decide to cut to all the Republicans on Medicare, drug prices, money for old people. You see the strategy?
to a clean energy future. I visited the devastating aftermath.
Droughts,
storms, and wildfires.
Grizzle nuts. Yeah, this whole thing is gross. I know.
All the way up to the Canadian border. More timber has been burned that I've observed from helicopters than the entire state of Missouri.
What?
And we don't have global warming? Not a problem. In addition to emergency recovery,
What?
from Puerto Rico to Florida to Idaho, we're rebuilding for the long term. New electric grids that are able to weather major storms and not prevent those forest fires.
What?
Roads and water systems will stand the next big flood.
What?
Clean energy to cut pollution and create jobs in communities often left behind.
Oh my God.
We're going to build
Yeah, what about the whales that are dying off the shore of New Jersey, you bald-headed effer?
by tens of thousands of IBW workers.
He's bald, by the way.
And
He had like a plugs back in the day.
more than $1,000 a year with tax
She's the worst. One of the worst. God, the whole cabinet's just a parade of losers.
appliances. Historic conservation efforts to respond.
Oh, is this almost over? Let me vote this down.
Let's face
God.
reality.
No one voted it down. How can 1.8? How can 1,100 or 1,800 people vote this up?
We have an obligation, not to ourselves, but to our children.
Oh, we don't know how long
grandchildren,
this
and
lasts.
planet.
What time is it?
I'm
9:36.
proud of how
Grandchildren.
America
You know,
advanced
you don't care about your own
through the
children.
times.
Look at Hunter.
We're still going to need oil and gas for a while. But guess what?
Oh well. Oh, look who acknowledged reality. There's a drink for you.
So much more to do. We got to finish the job. We pay for these investments in our future by finally making the wealthiest and biggest corporations begin to pay their fair share.
Oh, what an absolute joke that is. Grizzle nuts. They hide downvotes on YouTube. Oh right, you can't see it maybe. So you were only seeing yours. I got the plug-in though. I got the plug-in. I should be able to say it.
I think a lot of you at home agree with me.
Oh look, you can see the other videos I watch. I've been listening to Space Cowboy by the Steve Miller Band over and over again, so it keeps coming up. And there's clips from Joe Rogan. I don't know why this is in there.
The idea.
There's ads from Heels versus Babyface.
55 of the largest corporations in America, the Fortune 500, made $40 billion in profits.
This is very dangerous what he's doing now. He's basically telling people, see? Listen, you're booing money.
Now, because of the law,
Oh, it's not fair.
billion-dollar companies have to pay a minimum of 15%. God love them. 15%.
Bullshit. It's just bull. Elizabeth Warren, another friggin' shill.
Crystal clear, I said at the very beginning, under my
What a
plan, as
joke.
long as I'm president, nobody earning less than $400,000 will pay an additional penny in taxes.
Yeah, right.
Not one
Thanks for ruining the gig economy. Now I got a notice once I made $600, $600 whole dollars off of PayPal. Oh, I get the notice. Oh, don't forget to file this with your taxes.
You know,
$600.
billionaires in America, it's up from about 600 at the beginning of the term.
Mm-hmm.
No billionaire.
87,000 new IRS agents. I'm sure they're only going after rich people.
Think about it.
You know what it takes to go after a rich person for their taxes? An army. A small army of lawyers. And the IRS started out as a temporary tax for the Civil War, to pay for the Civil War.
But think about it. Think about it. Have
Think
you
about
noticed
it.
big
Think
firms
about it.
reported as profits, record profits. Last year they made $200 billion in the midst of a global energy crisis.
Look at Mitch
I
McConnell.
think it's outrageous. Why? They invested too little of that profit to increase domestic production. And when I talk to a couple of them, they say, well, we're afraid you're going to shut down all the oil wells and all the oil refineries anyway, so why should we invest in them? I said, we're going to need oil for at least another decade. And that's going to...
You're shutting them down. You attack them.
We're going to need it.
You attack them. Of course they said that.
If they had, in fact, invested in the production to keep
See,
gas prices down.
here's what he's angling for. Here's what they eventually want to do. They want to nationalize the energy.
According to CEOs and shareholders.
Grizzle nuts. What is more pretentious? This room full of politicians or a room full of Hollywood actors at the Oscars? Wow.
Stock buybacks and encourage long-
Ah.
long-term investment.
Yeah, that's a tough call. They're both in there because they're all so rich. At least some of the, I will say, at least some of the Hollywood guys don't give an F. Some of them are rich, but they're just like, I just do this because I have to. I'm obligated contractually. A lot of them are, by the way, to attend certain things. You know, like there's Manchin. He's applauding, but he's not standing up. I guess sort of a half-ass applause there. Might as well be a Republican Manchin. They hate you. But like Hollywood actors, like the Star Trek ones, they're obligated to go to conventions. Like it's in their contract now. A lot of these guys, they're contractually obligated to do so much. Their contracts are often draconian. If they're in something like Star Trek, SNL, boy, you should see that contract. I saw a draft of it one time, and I was like, wow. Wow. Now you're in the pipeline for other projects, but they own you essentially for a while. So like the first two movies you make, I think, and a TV show. They actually boo him?
Three times without preconditions or crisis. They paid American bills to prevent an economic disaster in the country.
Oh boy.
I'm asking the Congress to follow suit.
You could ask whatever you want.
Full faith and credit of the United States of America.
Full faith and credit of the United States of America.
Some of my Republican friends want to take the economy hostage. I get it. Unless I agree to their economic plans. All of you at home should know what those plans are.
Oh, Biden will tell you.
Making the wealthy pay their fair share.
Oh, look at Lauren Boebert.
Some Republicans want Medicare and Social Security to sunset. I'm not saying it's a majority.
Oh, that's bull, man. He shouldn't do that. That's not what this speech is for.
Contact my office. I'll give you a copy. I'll give you a copy.
This is turning into the UK Parliament. That's what they do in the UK. They yell at everybody, don't they? Is Harry still here?
I tell you, I enjoy conversion.
I kind of like when they're yelling at him, but, you know, if it was more honest. It feels a little more honest in the UK at the Parliament, but I'm sure a lot of that's for show. I'm sure they're used to that, so they sort of yell at each other. Look at MTG with her fur collar. Take your coat off, Marjorie. Stay a while. You trying to hide all your weapons?
Folks, the idea is that we're not going to be moved into being threatened to default on the debt if we don't respond. Folks.
Oh boy, they didn't like that. I don't blame them. Sit down, Kamala. God, it's getting tiresome. It's getting tiresome, Kamala. Seriously, you stand up every time he makes a point. It means nothing. You robot.
Social Security and Medicare is off the books now, right? They're not to be stopped. All right.
Stop applauding.
We got unanimity. Social Security and Medicare are a lifeline for millions of seniors. Americans have to pay into them from the very first paycheck they started. So
Yeah, because we're forced to.
let's all agree, and apparently are.
Harry, they yell, whoever lies loudest is the most honest. I don't know, it feels more honest that way. It's a smart move, I'll give you that. It's a smart move that they have that kind of rambunctiousness. It feels like there's something happening that's not scripted, whereas this is just... This is turning into the Jerry Springer show. With mummy Jerry Springer.
Be taken away, not today, not tomorrow, not ever, but apparently it's not going to be a problem. Next month, when I offer my fiscal plan, I ask my Republican friends to lay down their plan as well. I really mean it. Let's sit down together and discuss our mutual plans together. Let's do that.
Yeah, because you have to now. Grizzle nuts. These politicians should have to be shoulder to shoulder with normal everyday people, at least 3 to 1, and see how smug and comfortable they feel. Well, I think there was, I think there's like an audience section in Congress, but I don't know. I don't know if you can go in it at this union speech. I think during the State of the Union it's only invitation, but it's turned into that. You're right. I mean, back in the day, you could just walk into the White House. It was pretty lax. I mean, way back in the day, like the 1800s, you could just show up. It was considered your house. I mean, we pay for it. Now you got to be like treated like a prisoner to get in there.
$1 billion surprise bills per month so far. We're protecting seniors' life savings by cracking down on nursing homes.
Nerding homes. You want to crack down on nerding homes.
Millions of Americans can now save thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars.
Get a hearing aid over the counter
Hearing aid.
prescription.
Wow, a hearing aid. Can't afford eggs. But don't worry, you can afford your hearing aid.
It's exploitation. Last year, I cracked down with the help of many of you on foreign shipping companies that were making you pay higher prices for every good coming into the country. I signed a bipartisan bill that cut shipping costs by 90%, helping American farmers, businessmen, and consumers. Let's finish the job. Pass the bipartisan legislation to strengthen My administration is also taking on junk fees. Those hidden surcharges too many companies use to make you pay more.
Oh,
For
yeah.
example, we're making airlines show you the full ticket price up front.
Whoop-de-doo. Oh, now I can see how they're screwing me. Thanks, Joe Biden.
By saving consumers more than $1 billion a year. We're cutting credit card late fees by 75% from $30 to $8.
Because we don't need them anymore. I mean, the thing about credit cards and the internet is now they're instantaneous. You don't need to use your credit card. You can use a card from your bank, take the money right out.
They add up to hundreds of dollars a month. They make it harder for you to pay your bills or afford that family trip.
You know what really makes it harder? Inflation.
When a company overcharges
Yeah.
you, gets away with it.
Everything being like super high priced.
We've written a bill to stop it all. It's called the Junk Fee Prevention Act.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to ban surprise resort fees that hotels.
Oh,
charge
resort
on the
fees.
bill. Those fees can cost you up to $90 a night at hotels that aren't even resorts.
Aren't even resorts.
The idea
I'm sure you can define what a resort is versus a hotel.
can charge you $200 or more if you decide to switch to another provider. Give me a break.
Wow, he's really doing God's work, isn't he? I know I'll be booking tons of hotels since I can't afford eggs.
And will prohibit airlines from charging $50 round trip.
Oh yeah, and the airline too.
Sit together. Baggage fees are bad enough.
By the way, this is the same administration that wants to limit travel.
Americans are tired of being.
But don't worry, get rid of those hotel fees. Oh, he's filling the hotels with migrants, by the way. Just like in the UK.
For too long.
Maybe he was ripping off. Maybe they were ripping off the government, the hotels, and now they can get away with those secret fees. And they're doing it in New York.
I should have known this, but I didn't until 2 years ago.
Oh wow! What you don't know would fill a library.
I have to sign non-compete agreements with the jobs they take. 30 million. So a cashier at a burger place can't walk across town and take the same job at another burger place and make a few bucks more. It just changed. But they just changed it because we exposed it. That was part of the deal, guys. Look it up. But not anymore.
Please. That applied to higher level workers than cashiers. I'm all for getting rid of those competitor agreements, by the way.
Bound to get a response from my friends on my left with the right. I'm so sick and
Did you see that smile?
Breaking the law by preventing workers from organizing. Pass the PRO Act.
No.
Because business have a right Workers have a right to form a union.
They do. They already do.
Let's
I don't know what his act is.
living wage.
I'm probably against it.
Make sure working parents can afford to raise a family with sick days.
I don't trust him on that at all.
Medical leave. Affordable child care.
The unions are not a good thing anymore, in my view.
That's going to enable millions of more
A little
people
union.
to stay at
Oh,
work
but
and
they're not.
restore the
That's not what he
full
means.
child tax credit, which gave tens of millions of parents some breathing room. And
Yeah,
cut
right.
child poverty in half to the lowest level in history. And by the way, when we do all these things,
Why don't you stop taxing people who make under a certain amount of money? Why don't you just make the first $50,000 people earn tax-free? You could save billions, literally billions. Guys like me would never have to file taxes. You just wouldn't even have to file taxes. Maybe you like fill out a form. Oh, this is how much I weighed. That's it. You just don't pay. There'd be no reason to. But we still pay. We still pay taxes. We're paying and paying and paying taxes. Oh, but don't worry. If you fill out everything, you get a bunch of it back. Most people don't do that. They just, they don't do it. Or they can't. You can only write so much off on your taxes if you're a small business person. Indigenous truth is here. Duping delight.
Hope I get it right, kid.
I don't know what you mean.
Any nation that out-educates us is going to out.
Why is she wearing a skin-tight jumpsuit? It just seems inappropriate for a first lady. She should be wearing something like, I don't know, like a first lady wears, like something elegant, like, you know, more formal. She just looks weird. Kamala's wearing the same color. Did they coordinate? Oh, he's ruining the schools. I mean, he wants, oh yeah, let's get the kids, let's get them in early in preschool so we can indoctrinate them sooner. Let's make sure we can get that gender ideology going, like, before they can even read or speak. Let's get into it. Let's make sure they're trans early. Yeah, clapping seals. Oh, no. No, please. Please don't damage college anymore. It's been damaged. It's completely worthless.
Provide access to 2 years of community college. The best career training in America, in addition to being a pathway to a 4-year degree.
For what?
Let's offer every American a path to a good career.
For DEI? Ugh. Don't get me started on college. It just depresses me. Indigenous truth. The smile Biden gave is possibly duping delight. Look it up. Oh, interesting. They have a word for that, eh?
We were shutting down everything. Let's recognize how far we came in the fight against.
We were shutting down everything? Guy who... Keep in mind, Biden said government workers had to wear a mask. And then the day he was inaugurated, him and his family went on federal property and none of them wore a mask. None of them.
Soon we'll end the public health emergency. But
he is such a hypocrite. Somebody else is going to analyze this better than me. Indigenous truth, emotional boost or thrill that some people get when they successfully cheat or deceive another person or organization. Ah, yeah, that's Biden. It's rare, though, for him, right? He doesn't do that a lot. And that smile is really forced, too. It's like, it's one side of his mouth. And it's not often he seems to feel that way. I would say sorry. Whew. Oh, what did I make tonight? I made chicken, and I made some ramen, and I put some broccoli in there, a little soy sauce. Oh yeah, now they're gonna go after businesses that took the COVID money. Yeah, I guarantee you, I know what political affiliation those businesses have. Yeah, I guarantee you. I guarantee you. This is what the government does. They give you a bunch of stuff, and then they come back and said, well, you filled this out wrong. You're going to jail. You know.
Taxpayers' dollars from the sideline. They were fired. Many people say we don't need them.
You know who got fired? People wouldn't take the vaccine. How about them?
Last year, I told you the watchdogs are back. Since then, we recovered billions of taxpayers' dollars.
Bull.
Now
I don't believe it. Show me the receipts.
Strike force going after these criminals, double the statute of limitations on these crimes, and crack down on identity fraud by criminal syndicates stealing billions of dollars from the American people.
Oh boy. Nah, that's a backdoor into censoring the internet, I think. The data. He's pulling out data, ladies and gentlemen.
Back at least 10 times as much. It matters. It matters.
Ugh. Is this almost over? We're 5 minutes. 5 minutes from 10, so maybe he's going to end it at 10. I am not going to watch the response because, although it's Sarah Huckabee Sanders, so that's 10:15. So he's got to wrap this by 10:15, probably 10.
Join us tonight are the parents of Tyree Nichols.
Oh, Jesus.
Welcome.
It's weird, right? It's weird to clap. Like, you know, it's terrible what happened to their son. But this is weird. This is weird.
As many of you personally know, there's no words to describe the heartache or grief of losing a child.
It's so exploitive in my view.
Imagine if you lost that child at the hands of the law. Imagine having to
Carter,
whether your son or daughter
I have a
is
hot
walking
take
down
that
the
I'm
street,
going to reserve to the very end.
just
Ah,
out of the
okay.
car.
Something to look forward to.
Most of us in here have never had to have the talk. The talk that brown and black parents have had to have.
Oh,
with their
Jesus, Biden.
children. Hunter, Ashley, my children.
Jesus,
I never had to
Biden.
talk with them.
Really gonna go
Never
on
had to
down
tell
this
them when a
road?
police officer pulls you over.
Oh,
Turn your lights
God.
on right away.
No, because Hunter
Don't reach for your license.
flagrantly violates the law all the time because he's a Biden.
Imagine
Has nothing to do with the color of his skin. He can buy a gun illegally because he's a felon without filling out the paperwork properly. Then he could have that gun in his truck. His girlfriend goes to the store, freaks out, sees the gun, throws it in a trash can, and then he shows up looking for the damn thing when the cops are looking for it and causes a big incident across from his school. Yeah, he can do that because he's Biden. If I did that, I'd still be in jail over it. I'd still be in jail. They'd be like, well, you're a felon. You filled out the form wrong, and then you brought the gun here. Oh, my God, the judge would rake me over the coals. How dare you, sir? You endangered everybody. I'd be apologizing and apologizing. Well, the law's the law. Yeah, except if your last name's Biden. Then it's a big misunderstanding.
We have with each other in America.
Who's this dude? I missed it.
We know police officers put their lives on the line every single night and day.
Oh, but your side wanted to defund
So
him.
much to be counselors, social workers, psychologists,
Ugh.
responding to drug overdoses, mental health crises, and so much more. In one sense, we ask much too much of them.
Yes, we
I know
do.
most cops and their families are good, decent, honorable people, the vast majority. But they risk.
Oh, they hate you now. A lot of them. They definitely hate the Democrats, that's for sure. They should, after what they said, and defund the police, right, Cory Bush?
Every time they put that shield on. But what happened to Tyree in Memphis happens too often. We have to do better.
What they say happened
The real training they need.
in that police
Hold them to
department
higher
was they lowered the entry
Help them succeed
to
and
get
keep them
more
safe.
black officers on
We
the
also need more first
on the
responders
force,
professionals to address
and
mental health
they didn't have as
and
much
these
training.
challenges.
So
More resources
that's
needed
part of the
to
problem.
combat gun crime.
You can't lower the bar just to get people of a certain race into the cops. You need to recruit locally, that's for sure. You do need to recruit locally. It's better that local guys or those guys who join your police force got to move into the neighborhood where they patrol.
They must be held accountable.
That's true. Qualified immunity should be eliminated for cops. Look, the jury's already going to be sympathetic towards the cops.
Of the families of victims and law enforcement, I signed an executive order for all federal officers, banning chokeholds, restricting no-knock warrants, and other key elements of the
See, no-knock warrants should be gone. I don't know about the chokeholds. That's a bit of a gray area, but
true. Something good must come from this. Something good.
but this is such an emotional play, right? It's all based on emotion. It's not based on any kind of policy or logic. It's sickening. Because what happens if Biden leaves this room today, does absolutely nothing? Is this family going to get to come back and say, hey, you used us for your speech and you didn't do nothing? No. They will disappear from the media. They will disappear. They're useful now, and that's why they're there. It's sad. It's sad that they would use people like that.
We need to do. Let's come together to finish the job on police reform.
It makes me a little upset that Trump kind of opened this door because he did it, and but he did it in more of a showmanship way. It was more like special guest stars, and but man, this is so. Tomorrow it's going to be an endless parade of guys picking through this speech and just saying, that's not true, that's not true, that's not really true, this is partly true. And
but we know our work is not done.
But most people aren't going to watch this. So,
a 26-year-old
who's that guy? Oh, there's Bono.
Put his college dreams on hold to be at his mom's side. His mom's side when she was dying from cancer.
Huh? Okay. Good for him, I guess. Why is he here? And then he married Bono? Why is Bono sitting next to him?
Brandon now works at the dance studio started by his grandparents. And 2 weeks ago, during the Lunar New Year celebrations, he heard the studio door close. He saw a man standing there pointing a semi-automatic pistol at him. He thought he was going to die. But he thought about the people inside. And in that instant, he found the courage to act and wrestled a semi-automatic pistol away from the gunman who had already killed 11 people in another dance studio. 11.
Good for him.
He
I mean,
lives.
the guy who saved a life.
It's time we do the same. Ban assault weapons now.
Oh, God. Oh, there, Lauren Boebert just shaking her head. No, what this guy should have had is he should have had a gun. So he wouldn't have to find the courage. He would just have to find the trigger and aim.
Mass shootings tripled. Let's finish the job and ban these assault.
What, and kill us all? No, no thank you.
Make it a bipartisan issue once again.
No, you screwed this up. There's the woman who screwed it up standing behind you. Yell at her. Why don't you yell at her? Why don't you turn around and yell at the purple-suited idiot? It's so weird she's dressed in the same colors as the First Lady, isn't it? Why purple? Why purple, doggy? I know, your breath is terrible. Your breath is as terrible as Kamala Harris's job performance. Ah, no, that was too far. I'm sorry, doggy.
At least pass my plan to provide the equipment and officers to secure the border.
Yeah, because that, you see, is the problem. See, the problem is you didn't pass that. That's the problem. It's not that the party wants to get rid of the southern border and bring in everybody. That Texas had to build its own border wall. I just saw Texas starting to build more of the border wall today. Uh-oh, what?
Congress must restore the right that was taken away in Roe v. Wade and protect Roe v. Wade.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. You blew that, and you wanted to blow that. It gives you something to rally against. Gives you something to rally against. You can go back to the 70s. You go back to, oh, see all these women who died, blah, blah, blah.
Already more than a dozen states are enforcing
You
extreme
love it.
abortion bans. Make no mistake about it. If Congress
No one's
passes an
banned
actual
abortion
ban, I will
successfully.
veto it. But let's also
Woo! It's back to the States. You just go across the state border. You have a bus pet. Just take a bus.
Americans, especially transgender young people.
Oh, here we go.
With safety and dignity. Our strength.
Uh-oh. Cinema stands up for this?
Strength is not just the example
What a
of our
dress
power,
she's wearing.
But the power of our example. Let's remember the
What?
world's watching. I spoke in this chamber 1 year ago, just days after Vladimir Putin unleashed his brutal attack against Ukraine.
Ah, here's Ukraine.
Murderous assault, evoking images of death and destruction Europe suffered in World War II. Putin's invasion has been a test for the ages, test for America, a test for the world.
Because the Ukraine is the 51st state.
Would we stand for the most basic of principles? Would we stand for sovereignty? We stand for the right of people.
See,
to
we
live
stand for
free.
sovereignty when we want to.
Stand for the defense of democracy. For such
In a country that doesn't have democracy.
peace and prevents open season on would-be aggressors.
I knew he'd do this. Yeah, blinking, yeah, clapping like a seal. You friggin' idiot.
We know the answer. Yes, we would. And
Resign. 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 Who's holding up their cane?
we did what
Get the
America
cane
always
out of the
does
shot.
best. We led. We united NATO. We built a global coalition. We stood against Putin's aggression.
Ugh.
We stood with the Ukrainian people. Tonight, we're once again
You're
joined
killing
by
them.
the Canadian ambassador to the United
You're
States.
killing them.
Which represents not just her nation, but the courage of her people. Ambassador.
What? Who's that
our
guy?
Ambassador is here. United, we're united in our support of your country. Will you stand so we can all take a look at you?
Republicans are weak on this.
Thank you.
Oh, God. It's like, why don't you have Zelensky here? Where's Zelensky? Special guest Zelensky. He should be here.
We're going to stand with you.
No. You're standing. Our money's standing with you. Bull. What a show.
Our nation's working for more
Sickening.
freedom, more dignity, more peace. Not just in Europe,
Peace.
everywhere.
Peace through war.
Before I came to office, the story was about how the People's Republic of China was increasing its power, and America was failing in the world.
Now it's about the People's Republic of China running the world.
In my personal conversations, which have been many, with President Xi,
Yeah, I get my marching orders from him.
not conflict, but I will make no apologies that we're investing and to make America stronger. Investing in American innovation and industries that will define the future.
Oh, he's falling
As China
apart. Get him
continues
off
to
the
be dominant.
stage.
Investing in our alliance.
Get the giant hook.
And working with our allies to protect advanced technologies so they will not be used against us.
Uh-huh.
Modernizing our military to safeguard stability.
Carter, you can tell she's the Ukrainian ambassador to the U.S. because she's...
We're the strongest position in
fat.
this case to compete with China or anyone else.
That's okay. That's healthy now. That's totally healthy now. She's in Lizzo shape. Oh, look at these! Look at these guys. Look like fun, don't they?
I'm committed to work with China where we can advance American interests to benefit the
We're,
world.
we're still trying to figure out white rage, sir.
As we made clear last week, if China threatens our sovereignty, we will act to protect our country, and we did.
A week later, we will act. A few days later, it's really not my responsibility. I told them on Wednesday,
Winning the
and they did. What am I supposed to do? I'm only the commander in
across
chief.
the world. But in the past 2 years, democracies have become stronger, not weaker. Autocracies have grown weaker, not stronger. Name me a world leader who changed places with Xi Jinping. Name me one.
Huh?
Name me one.
What is he saying?
America's rallying the world to meet those
I don't get that.
challenges, from climate to
Who would
global
who would
health,
change places with Xi Jinping? I can name one. Kim Jong-un.
Allies are stepping
He'd
up,
switch
saying more
places.
and doing more.
Yeah, that'd be a step up for him.
The bridges we're forming between partners in the Pacific and those in the
What the
Atlantic.
hell was that?
And those
Name me
who bet
one.
against America are learning how wrong they are. It's never ever been a good bet to bet against America. Never.
Oh, but you can bet against Biden all day long. God, even the supporters look tired of this now. Oh, the USA chant. You know who should be answering this is Trump. He should be the response. Oh, I'd watch that. I wonder if he's doing something on Rumble. That would be awesome. Maybe he'll do something tomorrow.
We made real progress together. We passed a law making it easy for doctors to prescribe effective treatments for opioid addiction. We passed
The opioid addiction. You know, the opioid crisis which we helped create.
we launched the ARPA
Yeah.
drive for breakthrough
That.
fights against cancer.
I can't wait until he announces how we're fighting the COVID problem or the vaccine reaction problem.
Named after the late Iraq War veteran whose story about exposure to toxic burn kits I shared here last
You were vice president. You were vice president during the burn pits. Started in the Bush administration, all through the Obama administration.
I understand
Burn
something
pits.
about those
I did a
There's so
comic
much
about
more
it.
to do. We can do it together. Joining us tonight is a father named Doug from Newton, New Hampshire. He wrote Jill, my wife, a letter, and me as well, about his courageous daughter Courtney. A contagious laugh, his sister's best friend, her sister's best friend. He shared a story all too familiar to millions of Americans and many of you in the audience. Courtney discovered pills in high school. It spiraled into addiction and eventually death from a
Discovered
fentanyl
them?
overdose. She was just 20 years old.
That's a terrible
In the
story.
last 8 years without her, Doug said, there's no worse pain. Yet their family has turned pain to purpose, working to end the stigma and change laws. He told us he wants to start a journey toward American recovery. Doug, we're with you. Fentanyl is killing more than 70,000 Americans a year.
It's coming from China.
Big, you got it.
What are they yelling at him? I wish I
let's
could hear it.
Launch a major surge to stop fentanyl production and the sale and trafficking, with more drug detection machines, inspection cargoes, stop pills and powder at the border.
Yeah, that ought to work. You have completely no control over the border. I'm sure I'm sure everybody sneaking across the border. Well, better stop. Oh, we got no choice. They got more machines. Oh, I'll stop. Oh, I guess I'm going to jail.
Especially for our children, when millions of young people are struggling with bullying, violence, trauma. We're in a
Bullying
very
and violence and
anxious
trauma.
moment.
How did he segue from fentanyl to that?
We must finally hold social media companies accountable for experimenting they're doing running children for profit.
What?
It's time to pass
See me-
bipartisan legislation
What?
to stop
He's really starting to wind down.
collecting personal data on our kids.
Yeah, we'll ban TikTok.
Ban targeted advertising to children and impose stricter limits on the personal data that companies collect on all of us. Third, let's do more to keep this
Third?
nation's ones
Did he do
food
two
sector
before that?
to equip those we send into harm's way and care for them and their families when they come home. Job training, job placement for veterans.
Right over to veterans,
Responsible
okay.
veterans return to civilian
I
life.
guess he's counting
Helping veterans of
fentanyl and whatever he said before that.
To be homeless in America, especially someone who served the country.
Yeah, well, you guys are fine with that. I guarantee you that's the first thing that gets cut out of anything. They screw the vets every time. Since the Revolutionary War.
Dennis McDuckin.
Aw, you're so sweet,
Dennis
Joan.
here.
Look how
Yeah.
sweet.
We had a first real discussion when I asked him to take the job. I'm glad he did.
Jesus.
We were losing up to 25 veterans
Time is
a
it?
day on
It's almost 10:15. The response is supposed to
now we're
happen,
losing
Biden.
17 a day to the silent scourge of suicide. 17 veterans a day are committing suicide.
Oh, it's a good thing you and the Obama administration kept that war going for another 8 years, that you didn't want to bring troops home from Afghanistan, but Trump kind of forced you into it, that you're stirring up the pot every chance you get to start another war.
To help other veterans understand what they're going
Oh,
through.
but
Get them the help
you're
they need.
so compassionate.
We got to do more.
Sickening.
And fourth, last year Jill and I reignited the cancer moonshot that I was able to start with President Obama asked me to lead our administration on this issue. Cancer death rates.
Cancer moonshot is what he said. I'll translate.
More cancers from death sentences to treatable diseases. Provide more support for patients and their families. It's personal.
Oh my God! I know you guys are probably all tuned out at this point.
Joining us.
I thought this would be over. Another guest.
An Irishman and the daughter of immigrants from Panama. They met and fell in love in New York City and got married in the same chapel as Jill and I got married in New York City. Kindred spirits.
Okay.
He wrote us a letter about his little daughter Ava.
Is that how you get on the Biden State of the Union? You just write a letter? Dear Joe Biden, I am very upset about the Ukraine war and think you should stop it. I also think you're a doddering old coot that should resign. Could you please stop the war and resign? We have in the audience tonight a young man from New Jersey named Tony DiGerolamo who thinks I should resign. Well, I'm going to make your wish come true tonight. I resign. Wouldn't that be something? I'd be shocked. I'd be in the audience going, oh my God, he did it. He did it. And then I'd have to applaud. I'd have to applaud him then. I'd get up and go, well, okay, all right. He did it. I have to applaud him. Well, okay. Will you vote for him now? He just resigned.
Little Ava never gave up hope. She turns 4 next month. They just found out Ava's beating the odds. Is on her way to being cured of cancer.
Good for her. I think, again, I think it's inappropriate to bring this into the speech. Right? This doesn't have to really do anything in politics or policy. This is just emotion. This is just optics.
Let this be a truly American moment.
Yeah, maybe Trump shouldn't have done what he did, but it was amazing when he did it. Here it's just uncomfortable, right? Like, you know, you see all this stuff. It's like Tyree Williams, is it? The Tyree's parents are still in the audience, right? It's like, which is more important here? You're talking about curing cancer. You're talking about doing everything, Biden. You've done nothing and you want to cure everything. Get that cane out of the shot, damn it. And why is Bono here? You haven't acknowledged him. I think he should acknowledge Bono. He's very famous.
Our democracy itself.
Why is Bono here?
Thing of all. Democracy.
Did he forget Bono? Sir, you didn't mention Bono. Oh no. Well, he's going to the after thing, right? Yeah. Oh, I'll apologize there. Oh, Bono, I'm so sorry you came all this way. It's all right, Mr. President. I think he's Irish, right? It's all right, Mr. President. You gave a very good speech. He doesn't talk that way, but that's about as close as I could get to Bono. He doesn't really have an accent, does he? Oh, someone wake up Nancy. How loaded is she? Oh, she's got to be hammered. Wait a minute, that's Paul Pelosi. Now I know who that is. Wait a minute. We're honoring Paul Pelosi because he got beaten up in his own house? What the hell, man? I knew I recognized that dude. It's the hat that threw me off. Carter, I would be more than happy to explain what I'm about to say to anyone. This was not a bad speech for Biden. This speech is going to poll much better than expected. You're probably right. Well, I mean, look. If you say everything, then you can pick out whatever. If you promise people everybody gets a pony and everybody wants a pony, then yeah, sure. I see your point, but I mean, he slurred his way through it, but not as bad as he did it in other speeches. It's going to be the same. Fox is going to trash it to a certain extent. All the YouTubers are going to trash it that hate him. The shills will love it. The regular media will love it. Will it poll better? I don't know if anybody saw it. So do those polls mean anything?
we now take is going to decide.
I mean, they could poll me. What do you think I'd say of this speech? I'd say he's an a-hole.
We're not bystanders.
Joan,
to history.
I gotta sit up.
We're not
Oh my
cowards
God.
before the forces that confront us.
I'm gonna sit you down. Don't freak out. I know. I know. It's just, it's so hot on my thighs with you sitting on them all the whole time.
We have to
I
be
need a
nation
break.
we've always done our best. Optimistic, hopeful, forward-looking.
Oh, what happened to the winter of death? Now we're optimistic and hopeful. Oh, it's going to be a winter of death, everyone. 2 years later, oh, we're optimistic and hopeful. Now that you can't afford eggs, now that the supply chain is effed and the economy's about to go to hell, oh, we have hope. It won't be that bad.
Other nations are defined by geography, ethnicity. But we're the only nation based on an idea that all of us, every one of us, is created equal in the image of God. A nation that stands as a beacon of the world.
McCarthy looks like he's sort of
In the new age of possibility.
agreeing with, like, what he, you know, like, okay, yeah, I could agree with that, I guess. Like he was looking for something to nod to. Carter, the Republicans shouting back was not a good look. Biden set a trap, and it was to make the Republicans look like partisan a-holes. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't change anything for me. I mean, I'm sure that'll play badly on the nightly news, but people are so polarized. I don't think it's going to change anybody. Carter, I think we fell right into it. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. But who cares? At the end of the day, who cares about the State of the Union speech? If nobody saw it and you just see the clips, we'll see. I don't know. I don't watch the nightly news, so.
Just remember who we are. We're the United States of America, and there's nothing beyond our capacity if we do it together. God bless you all, and may God protect our truth.
Oh, thank God. Thank God it's over. Well, our long national nightmare is over. Oh, wait. It's not. He's still president. There he is shaking hands. I'm going to turn it down a bit. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Carter, you definitely have a point. I see what you're saying. I could see this being spun that way. But at the end of the day, is anybody paying attention? Is anybody watching the news? Is anybody paying attention to television? And in a week, will anybody care? Even after all that spin? Yeah, it might boost his poll numbers. I mean, give him credit. He got through the damn speech. Probably one of his better speeches because, again, he didn't. Although he stumbled, the bar now is so low for him. He didn't stumble that badly. So, in terms of his stumbling, it was a steady amount of stumbling, but a very little, tiny stumbles along the way, enough that you could say, okay, yeah, he's mangled some words. He sounds like a little drunk, but he's not drunk. He's just old. Joan, you're killing me. You're killing me, Joan. You want to get down? All right, Joan's out. Ugh. Hopefully Joan will behave herself for 10 minutes. We'll wrap this up. Oh, God, that almost went... Man, I started at 8:45. That was almost 2 hours, Biden, you maniac. So he started at about a little after 9. So he went almost 90 minutes. Who the heck is he hugging? And Bernie Sanders is the only guy in that room with a mask. The only guy. I think that's going to be the big takeaway for Fox and the right-wing mainstream media. I think they're going to be memeing hard on Bernie. They'll cut to a few cutaways of MTG and Lauren Boebert, but so will the mainstream left-wing media. They're going to do that. CNN will. I'm sure CNN's crowing about this. Yeah, you're right. It probably will poll decently, but is it a trap? What are you going to do? Like, the easiest thing to do would have been not to show up to this thing at all, or just sit there stone-faced for the entire time. But to me, it would have been better just to, like, not show up. Why show up to the State of the Union? It's all bull. It's total bunk. You know? And certainly, Cinema was the worst dressed, I'll say. They're gonna harp on Jill Biden for her weird purple suit, which matches Kamala's for some reason, but you know, the whole thing is just a floor show for the rest of us. There he is shaking hands with the generals. I still don't understand white rage, sir. I still don't get it. Oh, Adam Schiff. Oh, they hid him for most of the speech. I didn't see hide nor hair of him. There he is talking to Schiff. Shifty Schiff. That's a guy they should have hidden. He should have been ill and stayed at home. He's not doing well in terms of his optics, I should say. I'll tell you, they got him doped to the gills, boy. I've never seen him this energetic. I'll tell you that. Look at him. He's moving. The Babylon Bee said he was in like the chamber from Star Wars that Luke Skywalker was in the beginning of the movie. I forget what they called it, the Bacta chamber or whatever it was. All right. So final thoughts on this. Anybody got any final thoughts? I'm going to wrap it here. Yeah, I think your take might be right. Overall, I just don't think anybody watched this thing. Nothing cool happened. You know, he didn't collapse. He didn't poop himself loud enough that we all knew. He had a bunch of weird guest stars. There was some shouting from the peanut gallery. Is that Rashida Tlaib? I think it is. Yeah. I think that's her. One of the squad. So, is that her? I can't tell. No, she has glasses. All right, I got to wrap it here because Joan wants something. Thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow at the Deptford Public Library at 7 for my talk on the Jersey Devil. See you tomorrow for more videos. And that's it. Good night, everybody. And good night, Joe Biden.